They say the dead can't speak, but I've waited over a century for someone to hear me. My name was Zona Heaster, and I lived in Greenbrier County, West Virginia. The year was 1896 when I met the man who would change my life and end it. His name was Shue, but everyone called him Trout. He was handsome, charming, and different from the local boys. He worked as a blacksmith. His smile could melt iron, and I was a fool to trust it. We married after a few weeks. My mother didn't trust him. She said he was hiding something, but I thought she was just being overprotective. I was in love, or at least I thought I was. Our little home sat on a ridge just past the river. It should have been paradise, but almost immediately the joy drained away. He had a temper. Subtle at first, a slammed door, a sharp word, then worse. Still, I stayed. In those days, women didn't have many choices. At first, he was patient, kind. He brought me flowers from the forge and carved little wooden animals. But there was a darkness in him. I began to notice how no one really knew where he came from. He spoke little about his past, and when he did, it was all half-truths and vagueness. Some nights he wouldn't come home. Other nights, he'd come home drunk, silent, or furious. I learned to walk carefully, to avoid upsetting him, to smile even when I wanted to cry. I wanted children. He did not. That angered him more than anything. One night I found him staring at me in the dark, just staring. I turned away and pretended not to notice. But in my heart, I knew something wasn't right. Something inside him was broken or cruel. It was cold that morning. Trout left early, telling me I had better have dinner ready by the time he returned. I remember chopping vegetables in the kitchen. I remember the wind howling outside. Then I heard footsteps. He wasn't supposed to be back. The next moment is fragmented. A shout. His face. His hands around my throat. I couldn't scream. I couldn't breathe. Then, silence. When the boy came to fetch eggs for the house, he found me at the foot of the stairs. My neck was twisted. My eyes wide open. Trout played the grieving husband. He told the doctor I had been sick. Female troubles, he said. The doctor believed him. Everyone did. He dressed me for the funeral himself. That wasn't normal, even then. He wrapped a scarf tightly around my neck. Claimed it was my favorite. It wasn't. At the funeral, he wept too loudly, touched me constantly, stood between me and anyone who came too close. My mother, Mary Jane, knew something was wrong. A mother knows. And soon, I began to reach her. They buried me in the cold ground, but I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I watched as my mother lit candles and prayed for answers. I stood by her bed as she slept. I whispered her name. And then, one night, she saw me. I came to her in dreams, 4 nights in a row. I showed her what happened. I told her the truth. He broke my neck in a fit of rage because dinner wasn't ready. I showed her how he threw me down, how he twisted my head until the bones snapped, how he stood over me and said, "Now no one else can have you." I told her about the scarf, about how he pressed my neck into place so no one would see. When she woke, she was shaking, but she believed. She went to the county prosecutor and told him what I had said. He didn't laugh. They exhumed my body. When they opened my casket, they found what Trout had hidden. My neck had been broken clean in 3 places. Trout denied everything, claimed it was all lies, but the evidence spoke for me. My mother said in court that I had told her the truth in dreams. Some laughed, but the jury listened. The trial was the talk of the county. Newspapers called it the ghost testimony. Trout's past came out. 2 previous wives, 1 dead, the other escaped. The jury deliberated for an hour. They found him guilty of murder. He died in prison, hated, and forgotten. The town moved on. They called it folklore. They made jokes. But justice had been served, all because I refused to be silent, even in death. Now I rest, but sometimes I still walk the hills of Greenbrier. When the wind is strong and the night is quiet, you might hear me whisper. Not all ghosts want revenge. Some just want the truth to be known. I was Zona Heaster. I solved my own murder, and now you know too. Subscribe for more story like this.